menyambut kapal Statsraad Lehmkhul. Semoga di kemudian hari kita dapat bekerja sama dalam bidang pendidikan pelayaran, dan berharap di antara dari kalian bisa ikut ekspedisi keliling dunia dalam One Ocean Expedition selanjutnya. So for Norway in Indonesia, for me and for the whole team of the Norwegian Embassy, the visit of Statsraad Lehmkhul is indeed a very special occasion, and it is a fantastic opportunity to visualize and celebrate Indonesia and Norway's joint effort and joint commitment to our ocean. And we see this in the name itself of the expedition, the One Ocean Expedition. Norway and Indonesia are both great seafaring nations. The ocean is a vital part of both our countries' history and also of our future. For centuries, people in Indonesia and people in Norway have lived by the sea and have profited from the sea. With more than 17,000 islands, Indonesia is the world's largest island state. Indonesian waters cover around 6.4 million square kilometers, and Indonesia has one of the richest marine biodiversities in the world. For its part, Norway has the second largest coastline in the world, over 100,000 kilometers. Both Norway and Indonesia are dependent on healthy seas and oceans for our well-being and for our growth. And responsible use of our ocean resources is a key part of our shared heritage. For Norway in Indonesia, the ocean is also a key element in our bilateral relations. We collaborate in many areas to ensure ocean health and ocean wealth. President Jokowi sits with our Prime Minister on the high-level panel for a sustainable ocean economy, which was launched in 2018. This panel, which has 17 heads of state, builds momentum towards a sustainable ocean economy, where effective protection, sustainable production, and equitable prosperity go hand in hand. We are also working together with Indonesia within the framework of its G20 presidency. There are a number of events happening here in the weeks to come as part of the G20 presidency, one of them being the Ocean 20 initiative, which Norway fully supports. One final point I wanted to mention is our joint efforts to preserve and rehabilitate blue carbon resources, such as mangroves, which play a crucial role in the fight against climate change. Mangroves are also important for ecosystems, for animals and fish, and for safe food production for local communities in coastal areas. Finally, we are working very closely with Indonesian fish importers and fish exporters to grow our market for Norwegian seafood and in particular Atlantic salmon here in Indonesia. We are confident that as Indonesia grows, it will become one of the biggest markets for Norwegian seafood in the world. So again, thank you so much for being here with us today, for your interest in visiting this beautiful ship, and for hearing more about our joint commitments between Norway and Indonesia for a sustainable ocean. And now I will hand over to the captain of the ship and perhaps other colleagues who will say a few words about the ship itself and the One Ocean Expedition. Terima kasih.
Thank you very much. First of all, welcome aboard the Statsraad Lehmkhul. It's an honor for us to finally be here in Jakarta and to experience this fantastic welcoming ceremony, which, as I have said earlier, is the best that we've experienced so far on the One Ocean voyage. It's an honor for us to be able to let the ship work as a platform for these very important interactions between the Indonesian and the Norwegian companies that are going to present their products here today. And the Statsraad Lehmkhul is 108 years old. She's a very old lady, but she's still very much alive. And after sailing now for almost 15 months, we have once again proved that the sailing ships are the best way to travel the world, where you can use the wind and the free energy and trying to save the resources by not using the engine as much as possible. So during this voyage that we have sailed so far, we sailed 70 to 80% on the wind alone. Unfortunately, in your area here, there's not very much wind. So we didn't have too much sailing coming here, but we're looking forward on the continuation of the voyage from Jakarta to Mauritius, which is the next port across the Indian Ocean. We once again will be using the free resources of the wind to move us the rest of the way on the One Ocean voyage. So very shortly, we are a sailing ship. We have a crew of about 150 people normally when the ship is full, and everything is still done in the very old-fashioned way. All the sails have to be hoisted by hand, and everything is done like it was done 100 years ago when the ship was built. So she's a very special ship. She's probably the oldest and biggest in combination sailing the world today. That makes her quite unique. And we like to say that she's one of the most beautiful. And we thank everybody who has told us that they like to see us here and that she's a beautiful ship to have in your harbor. The Port Authority, we want to thank you for all of your hospitality so far. It's an honor to have such a nice place with a terminal here, and we are looking forward to the rest of our stay here in Jakarta. We have not enough time, so we might have to come back again very soon. But thank you very much for letting us come to Jakarta with Statsraad Lehmkhul, and I guess I'll now pass the word on to the director, I guess. Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and good morning. My name is Alamat. I am the CEO of the foundation and also the expedition leader for the One Ocean expedition. I just want to repeat my captain. It's an honor to be here in Jakarta, and thank you for the fantastic welcome. We've been planning the One Ocean expedition for 5 years. It took 5 years of planning before we set sail. And why are we doing this? I'm not the scientist myself, but I read the newspapers, I read the reports, and it's quite depressing, the news you're reading about the health of the ocean. So what can we use this ship for? We have scientists on board, we're doing research, and we also have a lot of voyage crews sailing this ship. So what we want to do with this ship is to create attention, but also to create hope that it is possible to make a change, and also not forget to have fun along the way, because it is easy to get depressed if we read how the state of the ocean is. So that is what we want to do. We want to create attention, we want to create hope, and we must not forget to have fun along the way. The reason why we are here in Jakarta, why this route has been planned, is also because of the collaboration between Norway and Indonesia. That is how we have been planning the whole circumnavigation. In 2 days, we will sail away, going to Mauritius, down to Africa, crossing the Atlantic twice, and then back to Bergen in Norway on 15th of April 2023, which will then start a 1 week of One Ocean Week of conferences of what we have learned. And I'm sure that there will be representatives from Indonesia in Bergen when we return. So I just say thank you again for welcoming us in this fantastic way. We will bring it with us and we will tell everyone we meet of the fantastic hospitality. Thank you.
Your Excellency, Madam Ambassador Krieger Garevin, Captain of the ship, distinguished guests, member of the press. My name is Asbjørn Varvik Rødtvedt. I'm the director of the Norwegian Seafood Council here in Southeast Asia. I'm stationed in Bangkok. The Norwegian Seafood Council is a government-owned organization which is financed by the seafood industry itself. So every time Norwegian seafood exporters are exporting seafood abroad, they have to pay a small levy to our organization, which we use to increase the value of Norwegian seafood all over the world. Norway is a seafood nation. We are the second biggest exporter of seafood globally. And by this October, we passed 123 billion Norwegian kroners in export value. That's equal to 2.3 billion US dollars. And we surpassed last year by October now. So, because 2021 was 120 million NOK. This means that we export 2.7 million tons of seafood every year. That's equal to approximately 37 million meals of Norwegian seafood every day, somewhere globally. We export to more than 150 countries. And the reason why Norway is such a large seafood nation is, of course, the nature, the cold, clear waters of Norway, the long coastline, but also the people that have been living in Norway for more than 1,000 years. We have been living off by the sea and off the sea. So the reason why people live in Norway is that we have been able to take advantage of the ocean and the fisheries that have been giving us a lot of wealth. But finally, sustainability is also key for our seafood success. With strict regulation both on fish farming and wild-caught fishery, it is extremely important for us as a seafood nation that we take care of the ocean, and therefore the One Ocean Expedition is a really good partner for Norwegian seafood. And finally, why Indonesia and Norway is a perfect seafood match. Indonesians are seafood-loving people, and we have a free trade agreement from 2018. And Norwegian seafood creates local value and jobs. Fresh trout and salmon from Norway does not compete with local species. And actually, 2/3 of the value of Norwegian fresh salmon and trout is created locally, in the distribution, in the restaurants, and so on. So, when we export for salmon, for instance, for 100 NOK a kilo, the price to the consumer is 300 NOK, meaning that 2/3 of the value is created locally. And then also, Indonesia is a big reprocessing nation for Norwegian mackerel. Norwegian mackerel that are processed here in Indonesia and then sent to Japan or to Korea, also creating a lot of important jobs here in Indonesia. So later today, I hope we can enjoy Norwegian seafood. I know there was a small hiccup with the transportation from the hotel to the boat, but I'm sure that we will be able to fix that and be able to have a nice lunch with Norwegian seafood. So please enjoy. Thank you so much.
Berikutnya kami undang Bapak Pelaksana Harian Dirjen Perhubungan Laut dari Kementerian Perhubungan Republik Indonesia.
Selamat pagi Bapak dan Ibu, rekan-rekan media. Terima kasih Ibu Duta Besar Norwegia, Ibu Rotrugen Different. Terima kasih kepada Pak OP Otoritas Pelabuhan Tanjung Priok, Pak Direktur Lalu Lintas Angkutan Laut, dan Ketua STP serta seluruh rekan-rekan semua yang memberikan support atas kegiatan kita pada hari ini. Sebuah kehormatan bagi kami untuk dapat diundang pada acara hari ini dalam rangka menyambut kedatangan kapal Statsraad, Lehmkhul dan seluruh ABK-nya. Kapal ini tadi sudah dijelaskan bahwa kapal yang merupakan kapal yang sangat bersejarah. Usianya lebih dari 100 tahun dan memulai perjalanan keliling dunia sejak tahun 2021 ke arah barat hingga saat ini mendarat atau merapat di Pelabuhan Tanjung Priok, Jakarta. Dan setelah Jakarta, tadi juga sudah diinformasikan akan meneruskan perjalanan ke arah barat menuju Mauritius sebelum mereka kembali ke Norwegia. Tadi kalau penjelasannya akan tiba kembali di Norwegia bulan April ya tahun depan dalam rangka melaksanakan misi yang dikenal dengan One Ocean Expedition. Jadi sangat luar biasa. One Ocean Expedition ini bertujuan dalam rangka berbagi pengalaman dan pengetahuan mengenai peran penting laut untuk masa depan yang berkelanjutan dalam sudut pandang global. Kehadiran kapal ini di Jakarta tentunya menunjukkan kerjasama yang baik antara Indonesia dan Norwegia, dan saya harapkan seluruh peserta yang hadir saat ini, khususnya para taruna, dapat memanfaatkan sebaik-baiknya pengalaman dan pengetahuan yang dikumpulkan oleh kapal Statsraad Lehmkhul selama perjalanan. Terima kasih telah berkunjung dan selamat menikmati keindahan Indonesia. Terima kasih.
Terima kasih rekan-rekan media. Sekarang kami akan mengundang rekan-rekan untuk melakukan tour ke kapal. Tapi sebelumnya kami akan mengundang Bapak Pelaksana Harian dan tim untuk berkeliling kapal. Mungkin dipandu Mas Dias. Okay, next we will have a tour of the ship with the Bapak Pelaksana Harian. So we would like to invite you to go first for the tour, and then we'll invite the media to join after. Terima kasih rekan-rekan.